Palestinians that do not.
But sorry, there was a point. There was a point I was going to make to you, which was this.
But you're still talking about the Israelis. But the Palestinians, there are loads of Palestinians that don't hold of any Jews being in the country
Isaac,
either.
listen to me. The reason why I was saying Hamas was funded by Israel in the 1980s.
Yeah.
The reason why that's an important consideration is because the main threat at that time was the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization. And the reason why they were the main they had the majority of the military capabilities and so on.
Yeah.
And so what happened was that there was a conflict in interest, or there was there was a struggle for power. Yeah. There was a struggle for power between Hamas, and it continues until this day, and the PLO, right? And that struggle for power, the Israelis saw an opening, and they said, divide and conquer. If we fund the Hamas, we militarize them, then they'll fight each other. We don't have to fight them.
That could be, yes.
Yeah, so it happens.
So I can't justify that. I can't justify everything.
Listen, the reason why I'm telling you this is it's all about narrative creation, knowledge production. The reason why is because the idea of a terrorist, if you look at the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and so on, you'll find that it was more to do with Arab nationality in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, all right? It was about Arab nationalism versus Zionism. That was the struggle, all right?
Okay.
Religion played a secondary, you could even say a tertiary it was a tertiary consideration at that point. In terms of the politics, the propaganda of both the Arab governments, not just in Palestine, but around it, like in Egypt and Syria and so on, Jordan. And I've looked at
the Muslim, the Palestinians walking around,
but listen,
in the country is.
Do you mind if I just?
Can
I just finish my point? The same actions were being done, okay, all of this time.
You've got the same problem with America funding Mujahideen and all these things.
Are you with me? The reason why I mentioned this is because the same actions are being done, but the explanatory force has changed. The reason why these things are happening in the 60s and 70s, according to, if you look at, just for example, the propaganda in newspaper materials, is completely different to how it was in the 90s and 2000s. It shifted from a nationalistic agenda to a narrative about religion. And that was that coincided, by the way, you have to know this, with the ending of the Cold War, which happened in 89, and the final soldiers left in 91. That happened a good 27, 28 years ago. So obviously America needed a new enemy. Israel needed to kind of come with America, and they came together, the elites of those countries, almost in tacit collusionary format, to create a new narrative of the Muslim terrorist threat. That happened. It was in the interest of the Israeli. It was in the interest of.
It's an opinion. I don't have
listen, it was in the interest. Well, why is it
of the West creating a?
Listen to the reality.
I don't buy that.
Well, let me explain to you. Osama bin Laden, who we already
arrested. Look what ISIS is doing to Muslims.
Listen.
Look at what ISIS is doing to Muslims.
You're still not thinking as broad as I want you to think. What I'm saying to you is 1979, which is a fact. You can find. I have the newspaper clipping.
ISIS are killing Muslims.
Fact.
Millions are being Muslims are being killed.
Not millions, but
what's going on in
not millions.
Few hundreds of thousands.
Not even hundreds, tens of thousands.
No, but that's
thousands. I wouldn't even say hundreds of thousands.
Okay,
not hundreds. They haven't got that power. Let's not over-exaggerate.
This is in Iraq, Syria. We're talking about all different Muslim
countries. But even then,
are being killed.
Fine. So
by other Muslims.
I agree with you. So.
That's also so. What this terror and a lot of that's got to do with the holy wars and what ISIS are proclaiming holy war. What's that got to do with the West?
Well, I would say to you that
you're telling me that
the West but even ISIS
certain Muslims to be terrorists.
Well, it's got everything to do. It's everything to do with the West because they left the power vacuum. 2003.
Well, let me look at
Isaac,
9/11. There was
Isaac, calm down. Isaac, please.
Came and bombed 2,000 people.
We're having a discussion here.
Okay.
And you're just getting overexcited. Look, I'm saying to you.
I'm telling you.
Isaac. Let me.
Okay, I'm asking you a question.
Right, fine. Can I explain?
Two planes went into the Twin Towers.
Yes.
9/11. 2,200 and something people died.
Okay.
Were blown out of the sky, burnt alive, and fell to the death. Right. Why has that to do with the West prototyping Muslims?
Well, it's got everything to do with the West. If you look at, if we look at the jus ad bellum and the jus ad bello, the justification for war that Osama bin Laden supposedly wrote. We don't know to what extent this is true. He wrote this. There was a fatwa he wrote in 1998, a fatwa he wrote in 2002, and
so you're sort of justifying his fatwas.
Am I justifying his fatwas?
Because of the West did it. It's not him.
No.
You're saying it's not him?
Well, Isaac, now you're playing games. Now you don't understand. Now there's a language barrier.
I'm sorry. I really don't understand.
No, well, let me explain to you.
Okay, yeah.
If you look at his fatwas and his modes of justification, how he
generally against the West. Yes.
Can you explain? Can you just give me?
You're right. Sorry.
This is knowledge information you don't know. All right. So you ask me a question. I'm giving you the answer with dates and figures.
Okay, sorry,
You should. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, what Osama bin Laden and Ayman al-Zawahiri and others, yes, before him and after him, how they justify the cancelling out of non-combatant immunity, yes, which is a principle that Islamically is upheld even by them, by the way, even by them it's upheld. The reason how they cancelled that principle out of non-combatant immunity is what they say is the principle of reciprocity. They say that they're killing they say, Osama bin Laden said in his fatwa 98, why are we killing you? Because you're killing us. He said in his fatwa in 2002 the same thing. In other words, the reasons why ISIS can even exist is because they justify their acts and their terrorism, yes, through the actions of the Western world, according to them. Okay, according to them.
That justifies a person's actions.
No, I didn't say justified. I said that's what they're doing.
Why is that the West's problem?
Because the West, according
but two
because
do not make it right.
I agree.
Very simple.
True.
So there's a moral debate about let me just.
No, I agree with you. No, hold on. Let's be clear. We totally agree on that point. But what I'm saying is, what is the West got to do with it? According to their justification methods, they say the West, because they've come into the US, Saudi Arabia, they've come in as military base in Saudi Arabia, because of they continually reference Israel, Palestine, Bosnia, and Chechnya. They are talking about either the West's allying with Israel, or direct intervention of Muslim lands, or acquiescence of Muslim death. That is how they've been able to justify it. In the same way as the Christchurch killer was able to justify his murder, in the same way, by the way, as Maheken Begin, the president of Israel. Hold on, excuse me. The president of Israel, in his book The Revolt, which he wrote, which you can read, is a book, a primary source material. He says in the beginning of the book, we hate those Arabs, and he tells the people how he went into villages and killed all the Arabs. He justifies his
I never justified what the Zionists did.
Did I say that you did it?
So why are you bringing this to me?
I'm saying that their just and bellow and just bellow, their modes of justification is actually the same throughout. That the Jews have the Jewish terrorists have the same way, the Christchurch killer has the same way, and so does the Muslim terrorists have the same. It's the principle of reciprocity. You're doing it to us, we're doing it to you. So from that perspective, they can cancel out non-combatant immunity, and there can be terrorism.
So are you, in other words, saying that the West is just as responsible and just as
no, I'm not saying any of that. Don't strawman me.
Muslims?
I'm saying that every terrorist, every single terrorist, every extremist, every monstrous person that cancels out this principle of non-combatant immunity must first go through a justification program in their mind.
Yeah, that's true.
And that justification program has to start with a perpetual conflict which they propose for themselves. We've been driven out of our land, we've been killed, with this, with that, and then killing children becomes legitimate. It's legitimate for ISIS, it's legitimate for the Christchurch killer, and it's legitimate for the Israeli state. My point is that you can't see that the Israeli government is ISIS, and ISIS is the Israeli government. There is no difference. There is no difference. The only difference is the Israeli government wears nice suits.
I don't necessarily agree.
I would say no problem. The Israeli government.
Don't say the Israeli government.
Why? They have the same principles. The only difference is
they're a democratic
what's the
society.
Difference? So what? They cancel. They both do kill people.
They do out of security for the country because they're going to be killed.
That's what ISIS says.
That's what ISIS says.
That's what ISIS says. Do you know that's what ISIS says? Look at their books, Dabiq. Look at their magazines. Have you read what they said?
Well, that's why anyone that doesn't convert to Islam gets butchered. They start raping
women. No, that's
not.
They don't quote about that. They don't say that.
ISIS. That's what they do.
Okay, ISIS say. Al Qaeda. I'm telling you, I've read what.
I don't care what they say. I know they go to everything.
Well. I can say the same thing about Israelis. Israelis. I can say the same thing.
and killing men
Their
because they didn't
process
convert to
of
Judaism.
look, if
That's what the Israelis
it's not about Judaism conversion. It's about genocide. It's about getting the people, those Arabs, out and keeping those Jews
What do you
in.
mean getting those Arabs out? But I'm telling you, I'm not necessarily going to be Zionism. I'm saying as of now,
That's what's happened, isn't it?
There is an argument to
Well, I would
understand what the
recommend you to
Israelis
read-
are up to. They are they're living a life
ISIS and
threatened
the US.
by death.
By the way,
Now, if they don't
do
defend
you say that
themselves-
ISIS is a legitimate state?
No.
Okay, why not?
Who do they think they are?
No, they're not a legitimate state.
What ownership do they have on anything?
No,
Who they actually control
you
people?
were saying Israel conquered, yes? That your justification for their existence is conquest. ISIS conquered their lands. You can make the same justification, no?
I never said that was a justification.
No, you said
I said
you
the
did say it was a
justification was
justification.
that the British government, if there is one, the British government gave it over
Right.
to
So
them.
what's the difference between ISIS?
But
hold on.
Hold
on.
But no, hold on.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest now.
You said the blanket
Right,
statement
yeah,
and
yeah.
expected me to buy by it that the Israeli government is ISIS. Now I completely disagree.
Well, they have the same justification
And let me
of
explain to you why not.
non-combatant immunity.
The Israelis do not have agendas to kill people.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
It's mentioned.
No,
The
they
Plan
don't.
Dalet. Have you read it?
Listen.
Have you read it?
All these attacks.
Have you read it though?
Why
Have you-
should, no, I
Why
live
should
in
I
Israel.
read it?
I know what goes on.
No,
there.
but if you live in Israel, have you seen what they said in
Have you ever been
Parliament?
to Israel?
Do you think I'm allowed in a country like that?
I came back
No,
on an
man.
EasyJet flight.
I'm not allowed.
Dude,
They kick us back out, man.
Dude,
Trust me. They kick
trust
us
you.
back out.
I came back just
What
on
do you
an
mean?
EasyJet flight from Tel Aviv to Stansted.
They won't let me in, trust me. They won't let me.
Trust me.
I can tell you.
There was
They won't let me.
I was
They won't let
having
me
a
in.
nice conversation with 10 Muslims.
I know the Muslims
that
go there, but not every Muslim. If you're affiliated to a charity that boycotts Israel, they don't let you in. Norman
Okay,
Finkelstein
of
is not
course
allowed.
Yes,
Why not?
Because you're a threat to the country.
What if I boycott the don't eat the dates?
Listen, I told you I can't justify.
Don't eat dates. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm saying don't.
Well, you
buy
do that.
the
You
dates.
burn a flag in America. They put you in prison. Why? Just because that's what happens. People.
Sorry?
You burn an American flag.
Not in this country, my friend. You can burn every American flag you want here.
I know you can, but you burn an American flag in America.
Like you said,
Yeah, Norman Finkelstein is not allowed. The point I'm making to you is this: is that if
the
you're,
point I'm making to you is, if
Go
you
ahead.
ask Bibi Netanyahu for two
Where?
states, ask Bibi now.
who's people? Which people? Sorry.
Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh, Bibi.
But that's what they call him.
that's his nickname.
Benjamin. Bibi Netanyahu.
We call him bastard. Bastard Netanyahu.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
That's not an argument.
Do you like him?
it's What?
Do you like this bastard?
Wait. What, you associate the word liking someone with bastard. You can like a bastard.
Do you like the guy? Or?
What's that to do with that? It's not an argument. It's an
No,
opinion.
I'm just asking.
What I'm saying is,
That
if
was a
he's
question, actually.
offered to talk peace,
Yes.
and he said it, you know this.
He's not allowed to.
He's
let him
offered
offer.
to talk peace.
Are you being
100%.
serious?
He sat down with Yasser Arafat, all these people.
Okay.
He
yeah.
sat down with them.
So did
the
ISIS.
problem is,
ISIS,
as of now,
what do you call it? Osama bin Laden sat down who's with the CIA.
oh, did he?
Yes, in 1979, they were friends. They were good friends with each other. Does that mean anything to me? What is that? Or how's that an evidence?
I'm asking.
In
as
fact,
of
did you
now,
know the
you're
Times-
not justified.
the Times had a picture of Osama bin Laden calling him a hero.
All you're doing is calling Israel
In
ISIS. Israel
1979.
ISIS. I'm asking
No, I'm
you
not-
a
that's not
basic
all I'm doing.
All the Israelis.
I'm saying
are
that
ISIS.
you said
I'm asking
that-
a basic question.
Go
What
ahead.
do you want? 6 million Israeli. Let's say you're morally correct that they shouldn't be in the country.
Yes.
The problem is, what do you want 6 million Israelis to do now?
I think that it's a
And
good
all you're
question.
doing is calling them ISIS. All you're doing
No,
is saying that they kill people. All you're doing
yeah.
is saying that they have agendas to get rid of Muslims. I'm telling you now, there's a major conflict. And it's
So, are you asking me a question? You've asked me a
No,
question.
let me just finish.
Yes,
Let me just
of course,
finish.
yes.
And
But calm down,
death-
calm down.
I'm not. I'm very calm.
Okay. Yes.
Just give it 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's
seconds.
alright. It's
Okay,
okay.
I'm cool.
Yeah, you're.
I'm saying people are killing each other.
Yep.
And we know for a fact there are Palestinians who want to kill Israelis, have a agenda to kill all Israelis.
Okay.
We know that's a fact. It's a given. I'm telling you now.
Okay.
I had friends
No problem,
walking around
okay.
Jerusalem. It was
I agree.
scary.
Okay.
People, you
Very
hear of
scary.
terrorist
Okay,
attacks.
fine.
You read the Israeli newspapers. There's terrorist attacks
Fine.
every
Fine.
couple of weeks.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Well, as of now,
It's
the
not.
Israeli
By the way, it's not the case. I've looked at the numbers. That's fine.
It's not the case. I'm telling you facts. I live there. I've lived there. I've studied there for the
Yeah,
past
but
year.
no. I know you studied there for the
I've
past year. So that's 1 year
every
and
couple of-
70 years of its history. So that's 1/70th.
What's that to do with anything? With
That's
history?
a lot,
I'm asking
actually.
as of now. No, I'm asking as of now.
It's like 1%.
Nothing to do with it. No, I don't.
And it's only one area as well. So you don't really have the full knowledge
yeah,
of the
but
area.
you hear of terrorist attacks left, right, and centre.
Oh, you hear
I'm
of
not,
them?
I'm not.
Yes, you do, certainly.
No, this is fact.
Yeah, but it's usually there's a bullet
And I
going
know,
into the head of a
I
Palestinian.
know there's a place called Hanof in Jerusalem where 2 years back, five.
So what numbers
15
are... So look at the civilian casualties of Palestinians versus
That could
Israel.
also be true.
No, hold on, let's look at that. Let's look at the last 10 years.
Has Israel ever just gone and done airstrikes on Gaza without rockets coming before. Never.
How do you know that?
Of course. There's rocket.
So what about
they made Iron Dome for a reason.
So you're now justifying. You're candidly
My
justifying.
parents lived there in 1991.
So let's end this discussion because
Okay.
I know it's going to
Okay,
become
let's-
just like a debate, and now it's clear
Okay.
that you're. Yeah.
It's clear, Dan.
Right. So
Just,
what?
yeah, it's clear
What
that-
else? What's clear? Well, the only thing that's clear to me
Yeah.
is that your failure to recognise the.
I know you, but you're.
You haven't let me speak,
Okay.
man. I mean,
You've been speaking for a long time. All I'm saying, you just said the blanket. Let me.
have I
let
been
me-
speaking for a long time, or has it been quite even actually?
Okay, it could be even. Yeah, but you don't say that. You said it's been even. Okay, it's been even. Right. You said
You
that
seem a
Israel's-
bit discombobulated right now. I
That
mean,
could be because
a bit
after a long
dishevelled.
argument, I've been arguing for a couple of things. That's why it's
that
nothing
means.
personal.
I don't know what that means.
It's from context, I understood. Also, didn't really know that.
word.
Yeah. So the point is that you said that Israel is a terrorist. The Israeli government now is a terrorist organization. What I'm saying is,
No,
I do
but
not
that's-
agree to Zionists. I don't agree to everything
But-
they do.
no, but-
you can't call them a terrorist organization
I can
because,
call them what I want, actually.
of course, you can.
And I have. And do you know why I say that? I say that, look, Erdogan was actually...
Come on, you
do
just
mind-
changed the
do you mind-
complexity of the argument.
Do you mind if I...
No, let me just. I was just finishing.
Do you
the
want to
point.
finish off what you're saying? Go ahead.
That's
go
exactly what I'm asking you
Go
to.
ahead. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that as of now, there is definitely a threat to the security of 6 million Jews living in Israel. 6 million Israelis.
Okay. And
And-
there's no
and-
threat
and
on the Palestinians?
There is.
So which one is more
So-
severe?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
asking.
you don't know? Okay, let's look at the numbers then. Let's look at... Well, let's look at the numbers. You have how many people living in Gaza? How many people? It's the most densely populated
Yeah, I know
place in the
that,
world,
yes, I know
right?
that.
And can they go out and can
How
they
many
come in?
Israeli? How many Palestinians?
You've had a long time to speak, and I have given you the Okay, let me say. Let me,
Last question.
so what I was going to say, what I was going to say to you, what I was going to say to you is simply this. If you're being honest with yourself,
Yeah, I'm willing to be. I'm very open-minded.
yeah, if you're very open-minded, you know that if you look at the fact that in 1971 or whatever it was, the fact that Begin was allowed to become president of the
That
country.
could be. I'm not.
You're just not letting me speak.
Okay.
He was actually one of the people who, you were talking about 9/11, you were talking about Osama bin Laden. He was part of an operation which went into a hotel, and killed 91 innocent individuals.
Completely and
In one of,
utterly wrong.
it's very wrong, but he was your president in your country for 10 years or something like that, and then after him, the same party, which was actually, if you look at its history, with the Likud party, when all, whatever, in
okay.
English we say Likud party.
Ludicrous. Right.
Ludicrous party, yes. That party, which has its historical origins in a terrorist organization, which is Erdogan, continues to perpetrate this terrorist act all the way up until this time. It's done so throughout the intifadas, and up until this point in time, all of these operations that have been done. And look at the casualties of Palestinians compared to the casualties of Israelis. There is no comparison. There simply cannot be any comparison. It's not even one.
That's because Israel is more capable of defending itself.
Oh, it's not defending, it's attacking. That's what I'm saying. And attacking who? The
but
children?
if
Look how
as-
many
as-
children have
as-
been killed. Is that something to be proud of? Is that
How many children have been killed in Israel? As
Not
well?
many, actually. So, yes, I do know, and not many. That's the answer.
It's not
How
as
many?
ma-
How many?
not as
How many?
much.
How many? What are the official
Hundreds,
statistics?
thousands. I don't know.
100,000?
Not hundreds and thousands.
No, not even.
course.
If you, I dare you, in the last 10 years, to find me a statistic that says, in the last 1 year, that 5 Israeli children have been killed, or 10 Israeli children have been killed.
Okay.
No, it's not like this, man.
Okay.
It's minimal. It's minimal.
But imagine. But
Look at the amount that are
the
dying in it. It's not
rockets-
comparable, man.
But
There's
it's
no
a war.
fireworks, rockets that you're talking.
I'd
It's
say
not a war,
you, but
man.
you
You know
haven't
what we'll do.
answered. You haven't answered what needs to do now. I've asked you.
Okay,
posed you a
well,
question.
look, you're
I don't-
asking me the question of the $1 million question, right?
Okay, I want to know
okay.
you
Yeah,
on it.
it's a pessimistic future, in my opinion, right? There's no solution because you have these competing powers. They've all got interest in that country.
Do you find,
and that's how it is.
And let me ask you one more last question before
Yeah.
we part. Do you find any problem with the Palestinians living in Israel?
Pardon?
Do you find any? Do you hold of everything the Palestinians and Israelis do?
Sorry?
Or you've got? Do you have any problem? Any problems
Yeah.
with what the Palestinians do in Israel? You've got you with them 100%, or you've got your.
I'm certainly with them 100%, but
I mean,
obviously,
do you-
yeah, I'm certainly with them 100%.
every single Palestinian, whatever his
No,
agenda
but
is.
obviously there's no. Of course not. That's a ridiculous position for anyone to hold. Yeah, so I don't agree
So
with
do you
anyone.
so there are Palestinians that do want to wipe every single Israeli off the map. That's what I'm saying. Just like you're
I
talking
think,
about the Israelis,
no, but
there are
hold on.
Palestinians
But
like
Isaac,
that.
the truth
So-
is, most Palestinians' main concerns are their own survival and preservation.
That's Israeli's main concern. That's what they said to my point. If you get rockets coming in from Scotland to London every couple of days.
But David has become Goliath, and unfortunately, maybe in the Holocaust this is the Holocaust industry kind of discussion. Maybe in the Holocaust that kind of rhetoric would have been totally acceptable, and it is totally acceptable. But when we're talking about, you are the bigger and stronger and capable military, doing it to these little groups of children and protesters throwing rocks and whatever. Your case is no longer bought.
Why?
Why? Because it's like me going to a primary school.
The government is worried about innocent Israelis being killed. I don't understand you.
Oh, okay. Well, let them be worried about that.
It's not worried. It's a fact.
Okay, let them be worried about that. They have a right to be worried about everything. But here's what I'm saying to you: is that look on the ground, look at the data, look at the statistics, look at the history. Everything shows that this is a government.
Brother Hijab, we are going to Krikulu.
Okay, let me come with you.
Okay.
All right, yalla.
What's your name?
Take care, Mohammed.
Mohammed,
Yes.
nice to meet
Thank you, my friend. All right, let's go, man.